Hey guys, what's going on? Hermdo back with you. I got something I just got to show you guys. My last video I posted a couple days ago talking about how Gen Z and millennials won't be able to retire. I got this boomer message. It's so out there, man. I didn't think it was real at first, but then I read it, and I gotta admit, it pissed me off. It made me mad. I was mad online. I was triggered. But here it is. Let me just show you guys. I don't want to post the guy's name because I don't want anybody harassing him, but the boy is painfully naive. I am a millionaire retired boomer. I work more than I had to, spent less than I earned, and invested for a planned retirement. It was earned. My daughter, 48, is a multimillionaire and can retire now. My eldest granddaughter, 33, is also a millionaire and planning to retire at age 40. We are business savvy, well educated high school dropouts and understand that a lot of work and a little smartness never fail, and empty pockets are a choice. Like me, my girls work long hours and many weekends. Success is earned. The boy is clueless and a product. It sounds like Foghorn Leghorn. The boy is clueless and a product of a failed public education. I say. But what do I know? Chuckle. I like how he wrote the word chuckle out. The more you know, the luckier you get. Obviously, we know something he doesn't know. I hired young man 23 last week to replace the flooring in one of my rentals. The young man earned 5,000 last week. He understands the game. Hello. Um, this is a masterpiece. I'm sorry. This is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. If this is satire, I don't know. I'm still like deciding. I asked the guy if he was a real person. He never got back to me. But it's just look at it. Just take it in. And this, real or not, I want to believe this is real. I saw a picture of the guy. His profile pic was him sitting in a BMW. It has to be real. It must be. And I was so mad at this. I was so pissed off at this. I just like thinking to myself, you know, it got under my skin. And it just, but another thing that occurred to me, it's just like, this is so painfully out of touch. And it's so representative about how many people are out there. And it's not just boomers, a lot of young people, younger people in their 30s and 40s, these like finance bros, these red pill alpha male guru dudes, they think just like this too. They think just because they lucked out, if you don't have success, if you're not a multimillionaire by a certain age, you're just a loser, man. They think poverty is like a choice. They think just because they got lucky, anyone else can do it. It's just so infuriating. At the same time, it's frustrating, it's annoying. But, I'm just thinking to myself, this guy's going to be dead soon, hopefully, or his millionaire daughters are going to put him in a rest home where the nurses will steal his money, steal his pudding cups. He'll be bed rotting. He'll be dead in a few years, hopefully. But before we do that, hopefully before he dies, we get a socialist in the White House, a transgender Muslim disabled socialist. We get them in there and we tax this motherfucker at like 110%. We take all his money, we take his family's money, and we spend it on vapes, we spend it on Monster Energy, we spend it on sex changes, we spend it on dildos, we spend it on Hamas, we give Hamas a bunch of money, totally. We gotta spend the money on something useful, man, definitely. But moreover, this shit, and let me get this off the screen, but I was thinking about this stuff myself, just issues of like class and how many people are so fucking unbelievably out of touch in the age of Trump. We're living through it again. And man, I'm seriously considering being a socialist. I may already be a socialist. I don't know. I like Bernie Sanders. When it comes to certain things, we should have labor protections, free healthcare. I don't know if it's feasible, but something has to be done about this private healthcare shit. We could at least have a public option or some goddamn thing. It's absolutely absurd. I've had a couple instances in my life, like I had a seizure a couple years ago, and I spent the night in the hospital. They gave me an EEG, an EKG, and an MRI. I spent all night in the hospital with a bunch of like diodes attached to my brain and chest, and it cost me $6,000. I had to take a loan out to pay it off. And these experiences, I've had other experiences like that where I'm just flat broke, struggling, and I'm doing okay now because I live below my means. I drive $1,000 car. I buy ramen and peanut butter. I don't spend money on anything. I don't go shopping on Amazon anymore. I haven't bought anything for fun. I bought this. I bought a Stanley mug today because I had some extra money on my paycheck because I was working some overtime. I figured, fuck it. I lost my last mug. Now I have the drinkware of white suburban woman, but I'm gonna be a Karen. But anyways, moreover, with just this stuff and just this stuff appeals to me, and what Bernie says, what he talks about when it comes to class and stuff, it makes so much sense to me, and it sounds good, man. It sounds good. And for some reason, I didn't, I was a right winger for so long, and it made me miserable. I didn't build any community. I wasn't accomplishing anything. I was just sitting online getting mad about stupid bullshit, shit that I shouldn't care about, and just just being angry and depressed and feeling helpless all the time. I can't do that shit anymore, man. I gotta see beyond that shit, man. Um, I just want a sense of community. I want to feel like I'm doing something. And I've come towards there was so much stuff I was angry about, like LGBT, trans stuff. I don't know why I was so pissed off at these people just living their lives. And some people with the trans stuff, okay, maybe it's goes a little too far. The way some people are very like militaristic about it, you know, that kind of. But I understand people feel very passionately about it. I understand, but it just we have to have some kind of conversation where we can like see these people as human, where we can just go about it and make sure they get the health care they need. They're a teeny tiny portion of the population. I don't understand why everyone's so pissed off about them all the time. And all this right-wing fear-mongering about them. Oh, there's men in the women's bathroom. Oh, they're brainwashing your kids. All this shit. Like the drag queen story time shit, man. I just can't get mad about that shit anymore. And, with immigration, it's a sticking point for a lot of people. I'm not an open borders guy, but I don't, I'm not opposed to immigration. There's good things to come out of immigration. We can learn about different cultures. We can meet new people. We can have new experiences. We can step out of our comfort zones and all that good stuff. I think maybe, okay, maybe there's some cases to be made for kind of maybe dialing it back a little bit. I do, in some ways, I do believe in border security. I still have some beliefs that could be considered kind of conservative. I'm pro-family. I still think there's a place in modern day America for the nuclear family, but a lot of people just aren't getting married. Pair bonding is out the window. Relationships, there's a lot of toxic shit. A lot of guys are doing fucked up shit. And hey, I'm sorry, ladies are doing some fucked up shit too, but I don't want to make this big thing about it. I don't want to be I'm kind of, I don't fucking know. I don't know, but it's just, seeing the way it's like, it's so, like, the whole dating field is so toxic and shitty, but I want more family formation. I think the two-parent household is the best kind of thing, but I'm not saying we shouldn't explore other non-traditional options. If people can live in like a communal kind of setting with multiple families, multiple people, okay, that works too. I think people should be allowed to do that kind of stuff and kind of go beyond that kind of stuff and some non-traditional ways of raising your kids. And the homeschooling stuff, okay, it's a little weird. I'm sorry, but um maybe we should dial that back a little bit. I hear these stories about these kids that just aren't learning shit. They can't read or write by the time they're like 6 years old, or they're living in vans. This YouTuber named Funky Fraudbait was talking about it. It's like these kids are living in vans. They're not going to school. They're just driving around the country with their weird, crunchy granola parents all year. It's goofy. It's weird. Okay, maybe I can come to the table on that kind of shit. But I'm pro religion, even though I don't really. I'm a pretty a religious guy. I guess I'm more of an agnostic than anything, but I still think there's a place for religion, for Christianity, for Islam, for even Judaism. I think there's a place for that kind of stuff. But, and like, okay, pro family, pro religion, I'm pro gun. I don't own a gun myself, but, I'm a believer in like the Second Amendment to a certain degree. Maybe maybe people take it too far with that shit. I think the American gun culture is kind of fucked up. The way a lot of people just seem to worship guns. It's kind of out there, man. But besides those few things, and maybe some other issues here and there, like I'm a free speech guy. Sorry, I think people should be allowed to say what they want to say, and I think imposing some kind of restriction on speech is a slippery slope to some bad stuff, man. I don't want to be arrested for what I'm saying, but like, look at what happened with like the college protesters trying to get these universities to divest from Israel last summer. Look at that shit that unfolded. Like the cops came out, they were arresting people, they were dragging people away, they were like pepper spraying people, flash banging people. It was fucked up. And I'm just thinking, you know, I supported those students' right to express their feelings about Israel and Palestine. And look, this situation in Gaza is absolutely fucked. I saw that video, that horrible AI video Trump posted. He wants to like bulldoze Gaza and build like luxury resorts. It's it's fucking scary, man. It's scary. And this fucking Elon Musk guy, I made some videos about him too. He's a total, complete douche, man. That's saying it nice. I don't want to swear too much. I don't want to, because I'm going to end up calling him some bad words. But just this oligarchy we've built up, and it's scary to think these guys are in control of our government. Elon Musk is essentially the president now. He's the most powerful, richest man in America, and he's this totally out of touch douchebag whose brain calcified in like 2015. He wants to be like Fashy Frog, epic meme guy. He wants to be like Reddit boy, epic bacon narwhal man. It's it's weird, it's gross, and he has like this stranglehold on the culture. The way he owns Twitter. I made that video about like whether we shouldn't leave Twitter or not. Honestly, dude, there's really no other good option, And I was kind of sounding like a douchebag saying that stuff. I was just like, oh, Twitter's so toxic. Oh, Elon Musk, but you know, I don't want to support the guy in any way, shape, or form. But at the end of the day, you're going to need a platform, and Twitter's still the biggest platform out there, at least the most popular. You know, you're not going to be spreading this shit on Facebook with all these conservative MAGA people. But I've been watching some Sam Cedar videos and, talking about Bernie and just thinking about, he's still going to rallies. He's still inspiring people. He's still talking about class issues and work issues and all this kind of stuff. And he's a figure we can respect. He's a figure we can rally around. But he's an old dude. He's in his 80s now. And look, I hope he lives for quite a while. Don't get me wrong. But at some point, you got to think like, I was just, part of me wanted him to win. Even back when I was like a right winger, like part of me was just like, I don't know what I was thinking back then. I should have just, but some of these, some socialist guys annoyed me. Some of these podcast bros pissed me off. Oh, Chapo Trap House upset me. They triggered me. And I'm just like, all these stupid, superficial reasons why I didn't support like an actual pro-labor movement, a movement to like reorganize healthcare and like streamline the government in some way, or at least like offer some kind of assistance and build some social safety nets, or give people at least something. But it's just like, I've been in the workforce 22 years. I've been busting my ass for so long. I got all these, my back's fucked up. I've had seizures before. I've been in and out of the hospital. I got my issues. I'm doing all right now. I go to the doctor, I check in with them, I talk to people, talk to counselors, talk to therapists and shit. But, I had some real severe mental health issues too, man. And I tell you what, going online and getting involved like the alt-right, this is back in like 2015, that fucked my life up, man. That fucked my life up. I was saying some fucked up shit. I had some fucked up beliefs. I can't lie to you. But nowadays, I'm pushing 40. I'm going to be 40 in less than a year. I can't be fucking around anymore. I feel like I want to be a part of something. I can't ride the fence anymore. I can't deal with these out of touch rich douchebags anymore. I can't deal with people telling me that things aren't that bad. These cloistered, insulated pieces of shit from their ivory towers acting like everything's fucking fine, And I watch some other like left-wing content. I've been watching Hassan and stuff. I've been watching Mike Figueredo. I watch Vanguard. I watch some other people like Noah Sampson, Curtis Connor, some of those other kind of guys talking about this kind of stuff. I know like Curtis is kind of a funny guy, but but I've been watching some content from like left wing creators, and a lot of this stuff makes sense to me, and it kind of made me like realign like my perceptions about this stuff and how I kind of reassess some of the toxic, shitty behavior I was exhibiting. Um, Honestly, and it felt like I had this mental block around it. Like I had my beliefs, I had my thoughts, and I didn't want to change them for anybody. But I tell you, man, it's just I can't do it anymore. I gotta just make a stand. And I see horrible, fucked up stuff written about immigrants and women and LGBT people. I see a lot of toxic, shitty behavior from men. And look, I love the fellas. I'm not anti-male in any way, shape, or form. But you know, that's one thing. Some of the left's anti-male rhetoric bothers me. But it bothers me because I just think men should they have like a responsibility to act better. And I can't control what other men do or what they say, but I can control what I do. And personally, I want to be involved with something and try to capture a part of the future and work towards some kind of end goal where people don't have to suffer and be miserable and be paid a fair wage, and they don't have to work 80 hours a week just to keep a roof over their head, and they don't have to sacrifice all their time and their health and their mental well-being just to keep capitalism afloat for a few more years. But this whole thing with Trump, you know, we need some discussion about that kind of stuff. So honestly, I'm opening up the floor. If you guys see this, if you watch this far, thank you very much. But if you could leave me some comments down below, what are your thoughts on this kind of stuff? Do you see any figure? I know that a lot of these new, younger Democrat figures, they're pretty far to the right of where like a guy like Bernie or someone like AOC would be. They have right-wing views on like immigration and stuff and like gender and like the labor market and stuff like that. And I just see the Democrat Party shifting rightward and all these old geriatrics. You got your uh, Chuck Schumers and your Nancy Pelosi's and all these out-of-touch old people like the Jerry Connollys, who may not be alive very much longer, but we need a fresh direction. We need younger people in charge. We need young people that can deliver some kind of like a left-wing, empathetic, pro-human, pro-labor, pro-people messaging and have some kind of moral foundation. Because honestly, the system is fucked right now, and we need answers. But if you have any literature you want me to read, leave it down below. I'll pick it up at the library and it'll sit on my coffee table for a couple weeks. But all right, that's all I got to say about this kind of stuff. But if you have any thoughts and opinions, leave them down below. We can have a dialogue here. If you're like a YouTuber, you can make a response video and tag me. I'm not really active on Twitter right now, but there's other ways we can discuss this kind of shit. Maybe we can find some other way to come together on this shit, because I'm out of it. Am I like going to become a socialist? Am I going to become like a communist? I'll be some whack job Marxist. I don't know about that shit, but I'm leaning towards this socialism, this democratic socialism shit, man. It sounds good. I should have got on board years ago when the getting was good, but man, it's just right now I feel like we're running out of options and we're running out of time and we got to do something. But that's all I got for you guys for right now. Thanks for humoring me. I know I said that a few minutes ago, but like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hit that like button, like I just said. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. I'm rambling, sorry. I'll talk to you guys later.